Yo, what is good? Welcome back to the All Franges podcast. It's your boy DJC Universe, the host with the most, here with Soup for Thought Beyond Meaning, and of course, last but not least, Doombot TV himself. This episode, we're going to venture from things from the new Eternals, trailer that we saw. We're also going to talk about our favorite cartoon themes. What is the best show to watch on a Saturday morning? A comic book hero we hate, and then a comic book movie we hate. But hopping into the first topic, I'm going to go to Beyond Meaning first off. We're going to talk about the Eternals trailer once again. Beyond, tell me, what are your feelings on the trailer, and are you excited for the movie?
So I'm going to be straight honest. I don't know too much about the Eternals. I'm pretty sure a lot of Marvel fans and a little bit of the audience who have watched the Marvel movies don't know too much about the Eternals. But from the besides that, but against from the trailer, it looks like it's going to be ID after Iron Man's death, based upon what she said in the trailer, or what the one guy said in the trailer. And I just feel like it's a great approach based upon Marvel to step away from all that action and give us just a nice, good story about a group of superheroes. And we get to explore this new side to Marvel that many people haven't seen. Like, again, they're trying to bring these lesser known characters to the light so that, they could probably sell more comic books and have more people do more research about all these characters and understand that the the comic book universe in total. And so I'm just excited to see just a new take on to the Marvel movies, calming it down with the action and giving it a more mild, very mild comic relief in this movie. So it's going to be kind of refreshing to see.
Beyond, I'm actually gonna disagree with you, and I feel like the other guys might end up agreeing with me on this. I don't know, just something about it. I watched it and I just was kind of left with the feeling of, really, like I didn't have any stronger feelings.
I agree.
And you agree with me?
No.
Soup? Why do you agree with me, Soup?
100%. Just it was I was watching the trailer and I understand the whole movie's not out. Can't make no crazy wild judgment about it, but just watching the trailer, it just felt off. It felt generic somewhat. Like even like I know nothing about the Guardians before the Guardians of the Galaxy came out. I know me and Doom are talking about this at some point. Like no one knew anything about the Guardians. We ended up liking the Guardians, but the Eternals, they feel just a little bit more generic. Like even with the Guardians, you can see the personality, like the character design. They all look different. You can tell, these are some wacky characters. But like with the Eternals, it just feels like they're on like different color unitards, like some stupid Power Rangers. It feels real boring. Mm-hmm. It just feels off. It's hard to explain. It just feels off, and I hate to say it, but this may be a miss for me. I've seen almost every Marvel movie. This may be a miss for me. Well, I'll just watch the recap on YouTube or something. It feels generic. It also feels, I don't know if you got this impression too in the trailer. I mean, I feel like they're gonna do like some real pretentious kind of stuff, like they're turn like, we were here all along. We were the inspiration for Cap Shield. We taught Wakanda how to use vibranium. It's gonna be like some weird stuff like that, and I'm really not down for it. I can feel it going towards that because they gotta explain why they were there and did not do anything the entire time. I feel like whatever excuse that come up is gonna be BS. So
it does, honestly. Like if you think about it, they really probably didn't need Captain Marvel. They should have just called the Eternals, and the Eternals.
That's a fact.
But I guess from some of the research I did, they're not supposed to essentially always step in. They're just there kind of help guide and keep a certain balance, I feel, based upon my research about the Eternals, because I do confuse the group with Inhumans and the Eternals. They're kind of like the same people to me, but they're not. So,
boy, speaking of fucking irrelevant, Inhumans, man.
Hey, man, the dog is the only character I fuck with. Bro.
I feel like, I'm sorry, real quick. I just feel like there's like an innate issue with like the character type of the Eternals, because like we're here to keep balance, but I'm like, what technically is balance then?
Because like writers want.
Exactly, that's the problem. Because like when you have characters like that, you can just literally yada anything you want, and like they can almost do some Doctor Strange shit. We're like, well, we knew in the end that you would be okay. And like they could say something like that because we have characters like Doctor Strange that can see into the future. So it wouldn't be all that crazy to say that there's another character to do that, and just to say like us, like in our omnipresent, omnipotent, and whatever the
All
flip,
being.
yeah, all beingness. We saw that you would be okay. However, this is like the first time we were like, oh, we don't know what to do, and you jump in, and I'm gonna bring this up to Doombot real quick, but I feel like that insults my intelligence as a viewer. Really, when you say that, like it's almost like I feel like you're trying to make me seem like I'm stupid. And I just can't, because you don't want to write something that's a little bit more grounded in reality, or that you decided as a writer to write yourself into a hole. Doombot, how do you feel about that?
I would agree with DJ Daddy here. I think that it's going to be a lot for them to explain, and I'm not sure how they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's too much to explain. Too much has happened for the Eternals, who apparently were here since humans were cavemen, to just kind of just hop in and be like, yeah, we're here, dudes. What's up? Like, half humanity got wiped out. I mean, you had aliens attacking New York. There's Scarlet Witch is creating pocket dimensions. It's too much happening, and the Eternals are just sitting here watching. Now, granted, you could kind of explain it with their backstory, saying that, they're supposed to be just watchers, like you guys said, but I mean, at what point are you like, all right, too much shit is going down, we got to step in? It just feels like they're going to have too much to explain. I mean, the movie itself, the trailer seemed kind of dull. I get what they're going for. Like, they're probably going to show how humanity developed with the Eternals guiding them. But it seems kind of like a pass for me, like you said. I'm not excited for it. I also got hints of, like, quipping, which I know is coming. Yeah. We're going to have a jokey character. We're going to have a guy who, like, makes a one-liner that smiles and winks at the camera, and I'm not ready for that. I can't.
They have Kumail Nanjiani, who's a comedian, as one of them. So I literally... Great. And I realized that after watching the trailer, I'm like, oh, that's him. He's going to be their Paul Rudd, basically.
Yeah, but what you thought the one who was cracking jokes?
I don't think we've heard him speak on screen yet.
There's a guy that's set up to be Icarus, and I think that's going to be like their main guy. He's probably going to be like the Superman, the funny character, the oh my god, I'm a god, but I'm like he's going to be like Captain America Part 2, kind of. How he did the whole thing with Steve Rogers, who's like the guy out of time. I think it's going to be something like that. And I feel like they're going to do something they've already done before.
What do you think happened to bring them out? Because if I remember correctly, Thanos snapped away not just half of humanity, half of everybody, right? So at some point, they were sitting in a little underground bunker. Half the people got dusted. They're like, oh, damn, that's crazy. It kept going on about their day. Like, what do you think is big enough to do it?
Maybe, I mean, if you want to go by WandaVision, they're like, all right, Chaos Match is coming out the cut. She's basically warping reality. We can't have that. Maybe they could do that. I mean, other than that, I don't know. The timelines, maybe the timelines got too disturbed. So there's too many things and nothing definite. I'm sure we're going to find out, but it just feel like they got here too late.
It does.
Like, I feel like they should have swapped out. They should have swapped out maybe Eternals for what, like Captain Marvel, maybe.
Definitely.
I mean, somebody just like they should have swapped out for somebody. They're here too late. They're too important to be here too late.
Way too late.
With all due respect, if Dormammu for Doctor Strange and Thanos for all of the Avengers don't bring you out, I don't know what's left other than Galactus to really bring out someone as high tier as the Eternals. Because like they can't come up with some like B tier villain or something like that and get me to believe like oh, this brought him out. Unless this movie is like a precursor to everything that's happened, that would be the only way that this would make some sense to me.
I don't want that to happen.
They're going to use them set of mutants. I think that's what they're going to do because now that Fox and not Fox, Disney owns the X-Men.
Yeah, that's from Fox. They got it from Fox.
Yeah, Disney owns them now, but I think they're going to set that up like, oh, the Eternals are part of the experiment. Did you not know about mutants? They're everywhere. It's going to set up the X-Men, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I guess it's a good way to do it, but it still feels like too much has happened. And I know the deal happened late. It just feels like too much has happened for them to just kind of just like slide in, like Soup said, like DJ said.
Way too much has happened. Way too much has happened. I guess maybe this is just the issue with like how comics can get so complicated after a while.
Yeah, and then they have to scrap the whole universe and restart from scratch.
Pretty much, which they don't want to do.
Really in uncharted territory.
That is true because you said this might be the first miss, and I was thinking about it while you were talking, and I don't think they've had a pure miss yet. No. Actually, no, that's not true. I guess the second Thor movie people didn't like.
that movie was hot ass. I will be
That was
completely
terrible.
honest.
I never heard
watch
anybody
it.
talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp. I never heard anybody talk about it. I thought Ghost was gonna be cool. She turned out sucking, so I never heard anybody talk
Yeah.
about it.
She.
I said she.
I thought you said he.
I said she. You have to listen better.
It's like I don't think it was like Ant-Man Wasp was a bad movie, but I agree, it's so forgettable. I literally just thought about it as you said. I was like, oh damn, the movie did exist.
I'm not a big Ant-Man fan. I honestly think that's gonna be where the Eternals fall for me too. It's just like they're there because I just don't care about them, and there's almost no way that they can explain them not doing anything with
There's
all
not.
that's happened. Where I can be like, oh, that makes sense. It's literally gonna be an ass pull or something like that. It's like good lord, I hate to use it. It's always a great comparison. It's kind of like in Naruto, where Kishimoto definitely did not intend to make characters as strong
Oh yeah.
as they became in the beginning, and then he had to like ass pull things. I feel
Yep.
like that's low key the Marvel universe, where I don't know if they knew how successful they would really be, and then they got this successful, and they're like, oh, we're kind of running out of people to bring in here, and you're looking. And you've got these Omega level, people left, and you're like, shit, how do we bring them in? So that's my opinion. Beyond, you're about to say something.
No, I agree with you. It's just like they have so many other greater characters they could start to bring into the universe besides these characters that barely anybody knows of. And I actually had to look up to understand who they are. Because essentially they're Eternals. They can't die. So they just keep coming back to get reborn if they die. So
Well, then let me ask this. This will be the very last question on this topic. Do we think that Marvel's kind of getting cocky in a way where they're like, well, we can do no wrong? Because listen, no matter what we said today, this movie's still going to make well over $100 million, and they're going to make money off of this. But does Marvel know that now? And since DC Universe has been an objective failure, to say they're just like, well, we can kind of phone it in and have basically the same kind of archetype for our movies again and again because people are just going to show up and love it?
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna disagree and agree with you. I'm gonna disagree saying that they feel like that now, but I'm agreeing with you in the fact I feel like they feel like that for years at this point. I want to say past. What's a good starting point at?
Once they did
Maybe
Captain America.
Avengers. No,
Yeah.
I think it's the Avengers. Probably
Yeah, I think past Avengers, they were like,
I'll say Captain America.
I got you now. It's like there's nothing that there's nothing they feel like they can do. There's nothing wrong they can do because people are gonna throw hundreds of millions of dollars at it, regardless of whether it's a good or bad movie. I know DJ, we were saying earlier that you felt like their explanations kind of be like an insult to your intelligence. That's kind of how I feel with some of the stuff Marvel does, because they're like you're gonna watch anyway, aren't you, little fucking nerd? You're gonna spend your money anyway. I feel like that's what
We got money in our pockets.
Yeah, like a gritty, dizzy dude behind me every time I buy a ticket. I feel like that's what he's saying. But I definitely feel like that. I just felt like they felt like that years ago, not just now, and it's gonna keep working.
Fair enough. Okay. Anybody else on this one?
No, not
we
really.
said what had to be said. Movie will suck.
Pretty much.
All right. There you go. Well, moving on to something that definitely doesn't suck. We're going to talk about our favorite cartoon themes. So I want to go around. I want to find everyone's favorite cartoon theme. It can be from any generation of cartoon. So if the fucking Flintstones themes got you lit, then have at it. But let's start with you, Doombot. Tell me, what was your favorite cartoon theme and why?
Well, I have a lot of tie at number one. So I want the one that's going to piss people off the most, and that is Cole Lyoko.
Oh my. Okay, next.
So make him explain himself.
All
So when I
right.
punch a hole in my laptop, I want him to know why.
Such ugly animation, bro.
Now, the animation we're talking about now is it? It's about the opening theme.
That's
The
part of the
opening is
theme.
lit.
That's part of the theme.
Fucking
Nah.
claymation.
Listen, the
Those
opening theme is
Raggedy
lit.
Ann doll
All right.
characters, bro.
I'll go around and I will slowly pick apart each of yours until mine is the leading victor. So go ahead.
No, you're going to explain right now. Don't play with us.
I just said the opening theme is lit. What else do you want me to say, man? That theme is amazing.
Okay.
It's dope. Nah, it's just the opening theme. I mean, it's got a nice kind of soundtrack. The little chorus, I can't think of the noise that like plays at the beginning. I'm not gonna do it. 'Cause I'm gonna sound dumb. But you know what I'm talking about. Listen,
We don't
go
need
listen
those
to
copyright
it.
strikes,
It's
bro.
in the first 3 seconds. We also don't want to get copyrighted. DJ's right. So
Please, Lord.
That's my
Copyright
reason.
gods are killing us.
we can't talk about this too much. We're just gonna get copyrighted. They're gonna know what's up with the lyric, and we're just gonna get hit with it.
Listen, bro, I don't even want to hum that shit. That is a different breed. All right, Soup, how about you? Tell us what's yours.
So I'm a big cartoon guy. I'm not sure how many of you guys know this before, but I'm a real big cartoon guy when I was a kid. A lot of cartoons I watched. Sorry, what'd you say?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Hentai what?
I'm
Stop.
a real big cartoon guy. A lot of cartoons I watched really got me to some of the anime I watch now. But so it was really hard for me to pick a favorite. Initially, I was gonna go with Samurai Jack because it's such a great theme song. It's classic, has a little hip hop beat to it. But then I realized that my liking for that is sort of biased because it's one of my favorite shows ever. I remember in college, I literally ran home on like a Saturday night at 10:30 because a new episode, new season was on.
The final season.
Yep, loved it. So I feel like I'm kind of biased. When you break it down, it's really just like Aku talking for 45 seconds and then the same 3 lines over and over again, which is still
goes
lit.
hard.
But I can't in good faith pick it. But for me, I have to say it is the Scooby-Doo theme song. What's New Scooby-Doo? I know.
Okay.
I see the faces.
Once you
Yeah.
said it, I got it. I thought you meant the original at first. I
Yep.
was like,
Oh no, not that bullshit.
I was just joking.
Specifically, What's New Scooby-Doo? It sounds like a 2005 Panic at the Disco fucking song. I don't know why. It just
don't you hum it. Don't you hum it.
I want to do it so much, but the copyright's gonna come right down my back,
Yeah,
down my door. But
Stop. No, blow that beat. I'll upload this episode and they're like, sorry. They take it down.
This is so lit, man. And I didn't even watch What's New Scooby-Doo like that. That's the crazy part.
What?
But
I watched all of it.
I couldn't. I
Multiple
know what was my favorite is I'm a little bit older, y'all. I probably don't remember this one. It's a pup named Scooby-Doo. That was my
Oh,
favorite.
yeah. I watched that one. I watched that one.
Geezer, what the hell?
Oh, fuck out of here. I'm a couple years older.
Graphics was lit, bro.
Bullying. But
I'm
but
sorry.
that's my favorite. Like I didn't even watch what New Scooby-Doo like that. But the second that show came on, I'm sticking around for the intro regardless. It was lit. It was cool. It was just a great time. Did it have something to do with the fact that Velma was one of my first crushes? No, it didn't.
Dear
I can answer
sweet
any questions
Jesus,
about
sweet
it. So
Jesus.
yeah.
Oh, Lord. Okay, I'll take that. Moving on to Beyond Meaning. What about you? What's your favorite?
So I picked Static Shock, and
Awesome.
also an honorable mention I would like to say is Cyber Chase.
That's a good one, too. They won't copyright strike us. You can sing this.
So, but my favorite thing was Static Shock. I just remember always just that intro the most out of all the shows I watched, and it was just also a great time to just watch it. And it just brings back so many memories watching Static Shock. So it's the one I remember the most out of all.
Fair enough. Well,
Can I
I'm
get an
gonna...
honorable mention too before you go?
Sure, you get
I
honorable
think
mention.
I think we really need to mention this. Can we just talk about how lit the Steven Universe song is?
It actually is. I'm going to agree with you. It actually is.
You
want
hate
me
the
not
show,
to?
hate the creator. I don't care what you say. Opening's lit. I'll put out
Doombar,
there.
I'm gonna send you a clip I've seen recently come across my social media feeds. I want to
No,
explain.
please
since
don't.
apparently it's
The
your favorite
show's
show.
dead. That show's over, man. They don't make it anymore.
Garnet.
It better not
What's
be
Fusion
concrete.
again?
Fusion is just sex. I don't care what
The
anybody
same
says.
thing that happens in Dragon Ball Z. Go ahead, DJ. Though we need to hear your opinions, man.
It doesn't seem like it though.
So not talking about that little boy having sex with those gems.
Oh my god.
My favorite theme, I had a lot. This is really hard to do. But I'm actually gonna pick and honestly, if it was a different day, I'd probably pick another one. But I'm gonna go with the Danny Phantom theme.
Classic.
That's a good one too.
Just because for me, I guess my favorite themes are things that can get me moving, and if they have lyrics. I realized there were a lot of themes out there that didn't have lyrics. Also, shout out American Dragon Jake Long because I love that.
Oh damn, man! Bringing back the memories,
That was
bro.
a
I
good
love
one.
that show to the animation switch, and everyone looks like a cartoon block.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
Jackie Chan too.
Jackie Chan Adventures, that was a good
Jackie
one.
Chan.
That was a good one.
Oh god.
Yeah, I
That
just
set us
thought-
back.
You gotta put that earphone warning in there.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
I
I'll
thought
just
I
have
would
to-
mention now Chalk Zone also had a pretty good one too.
Oh yeah.
Chalk Zone or not.
My mama
right.
loved that one. Rudy's
Well,
got
listen.
the chop.
We're not gonna talk about openings and not mention Teen Titans. All right, so
That's a
Which
good
one though?
Yeah.
You know which one we're talking about. The only one.
No,
Teen Titans Go.
the Japanese
Yeah.
version. Wait. The Japanese version or the English version?
That's what I meant.
I only made the Japanese version like once, didn't it?
The Japanese version, I think, low-key a little bit better.
I
It was-
kind of like the ending better for Teen Titans though.
I don't even remember the ending theme song.
If you have time, listen to it. The ending went hard, made you excited for like the next.
I didn't even know
episode.
Teen Titans had an ending.
It's like the chorus part of the opening.
Ah, okay. Not
that
bad,
wasn't
bro.
the lit theme song.
Remember when they were trying to make Yami and Yumi freaking
I watched that show. I watched
superstar? I did used to
You mean
watch.
High Puffy Amiyumi, the cultural phenomenon?
Shut
it.
up.
Wait, we're talking about weird animation, but that Flash animation, we're gonna just let that stand. We're gonna let that
bad.
stand. That's like Johnny Test animation.
They
Wait,
did
Alright.
hey, don't talk about Johnny Test.
Johnny
They did the
Test
best they
animation
could.
was despicable, Soup. It was just a bunch of triangles that they just put. It looked like somebody threw geometry figures together and didn't figure out a way to make a move.
You're not
Fix
wrong.
this shit in post.
I'll get it with After Effects. You know, I'm shocked that nobody picked the X-Men theme from the 90s.
It was crazy. It was my top three. It was my top three. I was thinking like, damn, I don't think anyone's really watched that show like that. They're not gonna remember
I
this.
watched it,
What
but
you
like,
talking?
I was more of the Evolution kid.
X-Men Evolution,
Yeah.
I can't
classic,
remember that opening for that.
classic.
Same, but that X-Men one, that's a. I don't know. There's so many classics. And you know, while we were talking, I realized something, and that's that all of our themes are low key in the same time period, which
That's true.
that like
You know how old we are now. All right.
like 99 to like 06, 07. That was it. Also, another shout out to Codename Kid Next Door.
Oh yeah.
This ain't the whole Cartoon Network right now.
I know we got to stop before we name them all, but the themes today don't go. But they did.
I'm not trying to go off topic, but who do you think? Who's the GOAT for cartoons you're a kid? For me, it was Cartoon Network. What do you guys think?
Ooh,
It's
ooh.
Cartoon Network.
That's still Cartoon Network.
It's Cartoon
I don't
Network.
know. You
It
might
says
not
it in
like
the
me.
name. What else you want?
Y'all might not like me on this one, but
If you
You say some weird shit like PBS. I swear.
And we
I
say that
don't
later
know,
now.
man. Like Cartoon Network was fire, like because I loved Mucha Lucha. I know everyone else didn't love, but I loved Mucha Lucha. And
Lucha.
that was great. But Nickelodeon had some fire back
They
in the
did.
day. Because I loved Jimmy Neutron, I loved Hey Arnold, and
Man.
I loved Fairly Odd Parents.
Didn't bring the same heat though. Cartoon Network's had an overwhelming just mass of shows I watched.
How do I put it? Nickelodeon didn't have as much variety, but if Nick put it on, especially when we were kids, it was good.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
Nickelodeon had no bad shows.
That's a fact.
Cartoon
right.
Network had a lot of variety, and they also had quality, but they had a couple like stinkers on there.
Yeah, a couple stingers.
My problem with Nickelodeon is they only had about like 3 or 4 shows, which are all amazing, but they just kept playing them over and over again.
Yep.
True.
Fairly Odd Parents, Rugrats,
SpongeBob is
SpongeBob.
like forever 95% of their like runtime,
Mhm.
which I'm not gonna complain about. Love the hell out of SpongeBob. Weird shit comedy,
Yep.
but I mean it's just 95% of their run, and I'm like, you need to have some diversity.
I really only watched Nickelodeon for Ned Declassified and Zoe 101.
I guess there's another thing. A lot of Nickelodeon shows that were really good were like live action, like those.
I feel like
Oh,
Disney
man,
Channel
iCarly.
Disney Channel still like the live action for me too. I think
Yeah.
Disney Channel had like the better live action.
Yep.
Oh, without question, Disney Channel murdered live action.
I don't know, I
Yep. Without
really-
question.
You can't argue Raven Simone. I'm sorry, that's a Raven
You
Simone
can't.
show.
Yeah,
Now,
Sweet
what
Life
happened
of
with
Zack
her
and
and,
Cody.
Oh boy, that's different. But OG, that's so Raven. You can't argue that.
I'm sorry. I will say this: when I think about Nickelodeon, I think of it as like the meeting point of Disney and Cartoon Network.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
That's very
And
fair.
I just because Cartoon Network to me, like,
It's a balance.
yeah. And Nickelodeon is like the cartoons on Nickelodeon were a lot more, even though SpongeBob was mad dirty, but the cartoons on Nickelodeon were a lot more kid friendly. Where the cartoons on Cartoon Network were like kind of edgy and like when you can't even watch some of those back. Like you can't watch Johnny Bravo back
Oh
nowadays.
no.
I just talked to Leon about Johnny, bro.
He did not age well at all.
The least bit. His ass get canceled so fast in today's
So
age, as he should
fast.
be.
What about like what kind of like weird non-mainstream channel did you guys go to for shows? Like,
Man.
you know, if I had to explain, like, you know, Nickelodeon had that really weird Nickelodeon no one really watched. I forgot what it was called.
Was it
Nick at
Nick
Night?
2 or Nick 2?
Nick at Night?
Was it the one that they used to play this show called Guts from like the 90s and like Double Dare 2000? They would play like
It was,
this
it
whole-
was that. It was like
Yeah.
My Life as a Teenage Robot.
I
It was
love
like
that. I love
Oh,
it.
yeah,
It was like that
It was
Nickelodeon.
Nicktoon Network.
That it? All right. It
Yeah,
was the
Nicktoon
one
Network.
nobody knew about, but had a lot of good shows on it.
I remember at one point, somehow, someway, they got DBZ on there.
Yeah, they started they recycle bin for some Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah,
Real
they had
They
weird.
play
that.
like X-Men shows too.
They did. They had that, and they had a new Speed Racer show on there, which for some reason I loved, even though I knew it wasn't good.
I think right now Nickelodeon has the Power Rangers.
Nickelodeon's always had a Power
They've
Rangers.
always had
Well,
that.
Cartoon Network
No,
had it
they-
for a bit.
Oh.
Yeah. I think for me is I don't even remember Jetix thing. It came on
yeah.
on Disney maybe. I can't
Yep.
remember where. I
It's
don't know if
that-
it's on.
It was
it on
Disney Channel. It was
on
Disney.
All right, yeah. It was like an action cartoon block they would show.
Yeah.
No one remembers
that'd be
Get
my
Ed but
obscure
me.
pick.
I just don't understand.
I remember Get It a little bit, but Jetix ended up becoming his own separate channel, which I loved.
I didn't know that. That's
It did. It became its own channel. And I watched another YouTube video on this, and the guy was talking about basically like how Jetix in a lot of other countries was pretty much the channel. But now we're moving on to something, because on Jetix I did used to watch a lot of shows on Saturday morning. So let's move to our next topic here, which is what is the best show to watch on a Saturday morning? This can be anything, it can be an anime, it can be a cartoon, it can be live action. I just want to know that Saturday morning when you were a kid, fresh bowl of cereal, it's early, maybe 9, maybe 10 a.m., you're chilling, your parents probably passed out if you got them. What was the show that you put on? Soup for thought. We're going to start with you on this one. Tell me.
all right. So we really got to break it down. Like, what makes a good Saturday morning cartoon? You feel me? It has to
Your
be.
favorite.
It has to be. It has to be exciting. Has to be colorful. Keep your attention, and most importantly, it has to be entertaining enough to get you out of bed at 9 a.m. on a non-school day.
That's hard.
For me, my favorite, nothing beats it as far as my personal opinion. Static Shock. I know Beyond was talking about earlier. Great theme song. Black characters, which I actually got to relate to. Had a whole bunch of action. Had a humor. It felt like an underdog story. I know he was kind of a nerd at the beginning, and sort of just worked his way up to being the cultural goat he is now.
Mhm.
So Static Shock is definitely top. He's standing alone for me. There's a lot of good ones. Because I would say Saturday morning for me was like a big WB Kids day. I don't know if anyone remembers that cartoon block.
Yeah.
It was a big WB Kids.
More
day.
kids? More kids?
4Kids
All
TV.
right.
I forgot about that.
I'm sorry. We're going to say one thing. A middle finger to 4Kids for what they did to that One Piece dub. 'Cause that is one of the worst dubs of all anime right there. That's a terrible dub. I digress. Keep going.
To censor everything.
Not
They
even
had
that.
to.
Like, they make random characters British out of nowhere, and it doesn't make any sense.
I guess it felt cleaner somehow. I'm not sure how. I
Their
guess that was
censors
the
are
reason.
dumb. Bro,
Yeah,
what they
censors
did
real
to
dumb.
what they did to Pokemon with that jelly donut, I will never forget.
I have to Google what you're talking about. I do not remember.
So in Pokemon, they were eating rice balls because the show's from Japan.
Yeah.
And 4Kids dubbed it, but didn't change the actual visual. So Brock and Ash are clearly holding rice balls, but in the dub, they're just like, "Wow, I love a good jelly donut," and I'm like, "What?"
Oh my god, I just got a flood of memories of that. You're right. For,
Yep.
for the longest time in my life, I thought rice balls were jelly donuts. But because of fucking Pokemon.
You suppressed it. Okay.
Yeah, but Static Shock's definitely undefeated for me. What you guys got?
I'll pop up next. Hi, my name is DJC Universe, and for me, I had a tough one. I'm gonna cheat here. I'm sorry. Yell at me if you want. It's a split between Kirby, because I fucking loved Kirby, and then Sonic X. Because Sonic X was real close to having that #1 theme. I want you to know. That gotta go fast. That really almost got me. But both of those shows, which also helped me get into anime, they were just way too enjoyable for me. Because Saturday mornings are about one thing: coming down and just being a kid and just having fun. Sonic was super freaking cool, and every episode was just a bunch of fun. It always ended well, and the same thing with Kirby. Like, it's that they're very formulaic in their show where something happens and he beats the bad guy. And with Sonic, it's he defeats Dr. Eggman. With Kirby, he beats King Dedede. I loved it. Little kid me, I couldn't get enough of it. What about you, Beyond? Tell me, what's yours?
So for me, it would have to be Bakugan. No, I'm just playing. It was actually Ultimate Muscle. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if many people remember this. I didn't have cable, so I was stuck to
The world's smallest
W
violin.
WB Kids and 4Kids. Sorry, there's a weird noise going on. It was my favorite show to watch on Saturday mornings as a kid. It was just funny, cool. Just seeing this one main character just try to be the greatest wrestler ever on this planet. And just everybody's drawn in this crazy style of over muscular, like JoJo Bizarre and Baki. So, it was just pretty cool to watch. And, second place would have to be Sonic because I just loved it.
Fair enough.
Gotta go
Before we
fast.
move on, real quick, I have a question for everyone. It was a Nickelodeon show. Do y'all remember the show about sumo wrestlers?
Sumo wrestlers. It
Not in the
sounds
least
so
bit.
familiar. It sounds so familiar.
You get them? There used to be a cartoon show about sumo wrestlers that was terrible, but it was there. And I just want people to know that that existed and that we lived through that as a people.
It's not the
Been through
one
a lot of
where
It had a blonde sumo wrestler who was like cocky. And then there was like one that was, I just can't remember. I just remember the blonde one. I don't know why. I'm not going to hold this up as a pod. If you want more, you can commit to our Patreon. We talk about more in-depth things like this. But moving on. I'm playing. We don't have that shit. We suck. But moving on to last, but certainly not least, Doombot TV. Tell us. Come on.
I just want the world to know I will not let Chaotic be ignored any longer. Was a Saturday morning cartoon. I love.
You could just go with
take that away from me.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
You won't
Wow.
not take Chaotic away from me.
What a loser.
All right, I have the cards. I
What a
have
loser. The only one.
The only motherfucker.
I used to watch Chaotic too, but
I'm
I
just
have
picturing
the
him at lunch
cards.
like, y'all trying to play Chaotic? And I'm like, the fuck?
man, you better have that Yu-Gi-Oh card.
First off, I had both. I could afford both, unlike you peasants. But also, I want to give an honorable mention to Sonic X. Because that theme really it affects Soup. I enjoy doing things that just mess with Soup a little bit.
Go. Gotta go.
And that theme song will be in his head for the next 2 weeks. So I appreciate life,
It's
In my research for this episode, I came across Sonic X and immediately got upset because he is correct. That theme song will remain in my head for at least 2 weeks at a time.
My thing is this. All right, quick question before we move on. What was the first thing you low-key kind of did the ninja run to? Was it Sonic X or was it Naruto? Because I had to think about it when I was like, damn, I don't remember what I did it first to.
It
It was
Naruto.
definitely Sonic's. It
It
was
was
Sonic.
Naruto.
It was
See, I
Naruto
don't
for me.
know.
Because in Sonic Heroes, he basically did a Naruto run, and I used to imitate that with my friends.
Whole time.
So yeah.
I remember when I found out the only reason they got them running like that is because it's easier to animate. And I was like, wow.
Is that really why?
Yes.
It doesn't make them faster?
No, it's just because it's easier to animate.
You
Oh
just
my God.
leave the arm straight and you just move the legs.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. You lazy motherfuckers.
Hurt me so much when I found that out. And moving on, something else that hurts me. I absolutely can't stand when I have to hate a comic book hero, but sometimes I do, and it's the writer's fault for making them so fucking dislikable. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna talk about comic book heroes that we hate, and we're gonna explain why we hate them. Because you know what? We're smart men. We're rational men, and we explain our feelings. So you know what, Doombot TV, tell me, who do you hate and why?
Well, I kind of wish Cyclops would just fall off a skyscraper sometimes. I mean, I really don't see the point in a guy who can shoot lasers out his eyes when there are so many other characters who can do that better.
He's a tactician.
And he's
also
an asshole.
He's very much an asshole in every single show. He's like, oh, look, you want my girl? Too bad, I have her now. And it's just like, shut up. Why are you here right now? No one so I haven't heard anybody ever say like, yeah, man, I'm a Cyclops fan. It's always Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Beast. No one cares about Cyclops. You can get other people.
Beast.
There's one dude out there who just loves Beast, I'm sure.
You don't know Beast, bro? Oh,
Weirdo.
come on, man. Beast is
Weirdo.
bomb, bro.
Jean Grey with the Phoenix. Yeah, no one cares about Cyclops, man. I can't stand him.
Okay, I feel a little bad for Cyclops because he's literally written as like you're not Logan, basically. He's literally written as like the less cool, less suave, like less sexy everything. He's just like
I mean, he's
completely
cool.
inferior. He's not
He's
cool.
not cool.
He's not cool.
In a sense, he has his pains and his struggles like everybody else.
Like
Was he a crackhead once?
I mean, but his brother, though?
Mm.
I guess Havoc is okay, but he's also not really known.
I mean, he had a cool death in
I guess I read too
not
many
First
X-Men
Class,
movies.
but whatever the other one X-Men movie was.
He was in first class.
He was in First Class, but he didn't die in First Class.
Oh, yeah.
His death was confusing, if I remember right.
Yeah, they kind of just like he died. Like what? Okay. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Cyclops, I think a lot of people hate Cyclops, partially part due because he's damn near the rival of everyone's favorite character, and that's Wolverine. But moving on to the next one, Soup, tell me, who's your number one? Your number one on your hate list?
For me and Doombot and we're hitting the same damn house. Cause let me tell you about this motherfucker Angel. Let me tell you about the biggest waste of space in X Mansion. This dude only source of power is that he can fly.
He's hot.
And he's hot. But listen, but hear me out. Who else on the X-Men can fly? What other heroes can also fly?
Half of them.
And half of them, right? And don't have these giant ass inconvenient pigeon wings. I would much rather take Rogue or Jean Grey, who can move stuff with her mind, and Rogue who can suck your powers out. But
Rogue's
no,
a
I got
dog.
Angel who is flying around shitting on my car at 3:00 in the morning because he has nothing better to do. I hate him so much. I hate that anyone even speaks to him in that damn X Mansion house. You know what I would did for him? He would show up to X Mansions, said, Professor X, I'm here to enroll. I will push his ass outside of my mind and put him right in the KFC's parking lot. 'Cause that's where he needs to be at. I hate his ass so much, and I hate seeing him. Apocalypse had the gall to make him a damn horseman, but he will fly around and get the shit beat out of him.
Like, he got metal wings now.
Listen,
Cooler.
I will say this. I've always thought that Angel could be a dope character if, and I do, listen to me, hear me out here.
JC.
If they modeled him after, this is kind of a religious thing, so hear me here. But if they modeled him kind of after like the warrior angel Saint Michael instead, like that, and made him kind of like a god of war.
You know, like a flaming sword, something like that?
Yeah, like that. Like give him other powers. I feel like he would be literally almost everyone's favorite. If he was like based like that, instead of just literally, as you said, like in a world where people, you know, fucking Magneto can lift the Golden Gate Bridge, I can fly, just doesn't really suffice.
If you think about it, he got the first part, Archangel. He just didn't get the last.
I'm
You
about
know,
to
what's
say.
even more upsetting is that if it's raining, Angel got to stay at the house. He don't fly in the rain. So we get some inclement weather. Angel is now double useless.
Like,
He pisses me off, DJC. I'm sorry.
But he
was
gives
pissing me
people
off.
hope.
he
He
gets
really
people
doesn't.
hope.
Hope for what?
Yeah, man. You didn't see him that one time when like he flew in and saved the girl, and she was like, "It's an angel."
They really didn't use him at all in the X-Men movie. You're talking about X3. He literally had one scene where he was scratching his back and then flew in to save somebody, and that was it.
Yep. And that was really stupid because I was watching as a younger man, and I was like, so who is he again? Like, I legit did not know, and I knew the X-Men. I was like, I guess that's Angel.
I would rather have Nightcrawler teleport in, touch me with those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sloppy ass hands than have Angel save me with his useless ass. If
I always
pick me
thought
up,
he
I'd
was the
tell him to drop me.
coolest looking character to me.
You look, I love Nightcrawler, my favorite X-Men. I just have some complaints about his moisture level.
Oh my God. Okay. We're gonna move on. So I'll go next, and for me, my least favorite. This is very specific. It is the new 52 version of Lobo. I cannot stand it. They completely like changed like Lobo's. Sorry guys, I had to cover my mouth. Lobo is supposed to be the satirical character that has pretty much every single power and doesn't make sense. So like Deadpool, but insanely more OP with a little bit less fourth wall breaking. And in the new 52, they literally stripped him of like the thing that made him important, or I should say that made him likable, and that was his overall personality. And they tried to make him this serious, sleek character, and it just didn't work. It was stupid, and everyone hated it so much so that they had to switch him back. For me, I just think when I was like looking and I came up with this question, the first person that popped into my head was him, mainly because like y'all are talking about characters that have always pretty much kind of sucked. But I think there's an extra level when it's someone that was good and then you fucked it up.
Contrast
Like whenever
makes it worse.
Say it again.
The contrast makes it worse because how cool
Right.
Lobo was before that, and then switch that pretty boy
Mm-hmm.
douchebag and turn him into.
Turn into a prick, and then it's literally like, go ahead, Beyond. You was about to say something.
Quick question: is Lobo the Kiss looking character?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Okay,
There you
cool.
go.
I know what you're
Perfect.
talking about.
Fair enough. Should have said that. But basically,
Yeah, he's
that-
cool as fuck.
But no, like that's kind of what I feel like, because it's like if we're talking about the Joker movies, and like let's talk about how we had Heath Ledger's Joker, and then the very next Joker was Jared Leto's, and so everyone's extra mad at Jared Leto because it was like, bro, we just saw an Oscar performance, and now I got you just all over the place and just being like a fucking weirdo.
And then we got another Oscar performance.
Thank God. Joker 2, man. I hope that goes well. Either way, that's my cute little opinion on that. But last but certainly not least, Beyond Meaning. Tell us, who do you hate the most?
Booster Gold. He just needs to die. I'm sorry.
What is your problem with Booster Gold?
He's a selfish little tool, asshole, misogynistic motherfucker. Okay.
Good lord.
He stole all his shit. Okay. He's from the fucking future. He stole all his shit and went in the past. He just needs to fucking die. He didn't even need to go past. All because boo-hoo. He used to be a fucking all-star football player. Then he broke his knee and shit. And then he's just sad being a security guard at a fucking museum. You know what? Okay.
That's a good way to explain it.
I need more context. I'm sorry. I don't know. I need more of an explanation. I don't know who Booster Gold is.
You don't know who Booster Gold is?
No.
Have you watched Justice League Unlimited? He's the guy who wears a gold and blue and then a star, and he has a robot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that asshole motherfucker that they just really didn't need to create because he's just useless.
I liked him in Justice League Unlimited. I thought he was like a funny character. I thought he's a cool character. I think he has his moments where he's like he wants to be a cool hero, but at the same time he's also like self-centered.
He's very self-centered.
You know what? These things happen, and
it's a different type of self-centered from like Batman and other people. But it's just he's irrelevant. Okay, I didn't need him there. Should have threw somebody else there. Okay.
Shit.
He already had the Flash being the joke one. He was cracking the jokes. I didn't need another one coming in and trying. Yeah.
He's got a point. When you put too many jokesters, it does become too much.
I don't think Justice League Unlimited had too many jokesters. That was actually a surprisingly serious show.
Very.
I'm just saying in general.
The Flash was the jokester. That's the only person who I see as the
He got more than one for that huge of a cast. That cast was massive.
And Arrow. Those were two jokers. That's all I need. I don't need no other comic
Arrow
people.
Funny?
Yeah.
He just sucks as a character. Bow and Arrow boy. Oh God!
And fuck you!
Yo! That was so uncalled for.
He's an actual person with real skill in peak human conditions who can shoot arrows faster than you.
They need to stop having regular people with arrows in supergroups, because you're always going to be looked at as like, so why the fuck are you here? You don't even have a modern weapon, so it's really painful to look at you and give you any respect.
You realize you have to
you get that arrow shot through your shoulder and you're like, it hurts.
Yeah, but in my defense, you have to be at least 20 times quicker than me with the arrow than I am with the gun. I feel like
he's got a point.
I get a spot on the Avengers and Justice League with a fourth of the skill you have if I have a gun.
And beyond, just to be extra fair, think about it. I'd rather take an arrow in the shoulder than get snapped out of existence.
If we trade shots, I think I'm the winner in that situation, in my personal opinion.
Unless he gets you
test it with Arrow in the comic book universe. Do you want to test it?
Arrow is literally the least liked character. Anybody like him? No, I don't think so. He's green. I think we have Green Lantern though. Every time I hear Green Arrow, I think of Green Lantern.
Listen, between the Ryan Reynolds movie and that one clip of Green Lantern getting beat in that animated thing, they've ruined that character. Because all I can think about is him getting jumped.
I mean, Arrow's out here on rooftops with one arm and still hitting people with Superman.
That's not impressive.
What show are you talking about?
It sounds like
what
a Paralympics.
What fiction is this?
I'm talking about the movie where
don't watch that
Superman
shit. Nice try.
Versus Batman. Batman calls Green Arrow. He brings that kryptonite arrow and
no one knows what you're talking about. You're struggling.
Beyond, I want you to know right now from the bottom of your heart.
So you don't remember the Robin that was a girl? That I'm talking about that movie.
Robin Hood?
I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening, but all I'm gonna say is this.
It's the comic book that gave the inspiration to Batman vs. Superman. That was not a very great Batman vs. Superman movie that we all didn't really want.
Injustice?
Y'all ever wimpy kid?
Oh my God.
He about to Google it.
Goddamn.
It's Don Quixote, I'm telling you. That's what he's talking about.
Stop, bro. Stop. I can't like To Kill a Mockingbird. Listen, man. I don't know what you're talking about, but I will say this: him shooting somebody with one arm on top of a roof really isn't that impressive in a universe that has a dude with omega beams. That's all I'm saying.
Just for just for some content here, they're making an Injustice movie pretty soon, and he dies in Injustice Comics, and it's not a good death. It's going to be very violent and very invincible. Like it's going to be rough, man.
It could always be worse.
We did like Shazam did.
A lot of people died in Injustice. I don't know. It's not good.
I was right, but I didn't know I was right. Okay, it's called The Dark Knight Returns. That comic book.
Okay.
But if you watch the animated movie one, Green Arrow comes out the cut with a bow and arrow. That's the tip is made out of kryptonite. He shoots Superman.
Yeah, all I'm saying
really
is,
feel like, go ahead.
all I'm saying is, if he would have got a gun with a kryptonite bullet, it would save him a whole lot of effort. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Doing a one-arm shot with a gun is not as hard as him having to put that arrow in his teeth and aim with his feet.
But
Doing the most.
But a lot of people try to shoot Green Arrow with a gun, and somehow they still
Okay.
It's kind of
Listen.
So you got
everyone,
comic logic, okay?
Enough.
Okay.
I'm bringing everyone back. I'm bringing everyone back in because
I demand we watch Chaotic together.
Enough. Silence. It's like most people, our viewers don't care about Arrow either. So let's move on to the final topic
That's
here.
a lie.
And that
You
is,
hit up those
what comic books? Stop.
You
We're on
tell
the
them.
topic
You
now.
tell them Arrow's a real
Stop
hero.
it. You're about to get muted. Don't get muted out here, boy. Well, you hear? Don't you get muted. All
He
right.
needs to watch Chaotic.
That's it. 5 minutes timeout. I'm sorry.
So like DJ was saying, comic book.
Shut your mouth. Muted. I've taken control. Now, finally, what is a comic book movie?
Bitch, please.
What is a comic book movie that you hate that everyone else loves? And what I mean by that, to all our wonderful viewers out there, what's a movie that everyone can't stop telling you is so good that you have to see it, that it's just so wonderful that you absolutely can't stand? He's fired up and he's got a lot of energy. I want to hear from Doombot TV. Doombot, tell me, what's your opinion?
I hate Dark Knight Rises.
What? Oh,
I think that is one of the dumbest movies I have seen in a while. I hate it all.
Bold.
I hate it all. You can fight me. You can do whatever you want. I think it's disrespectful what they did to Bane.
So I had to mute him again real quick just to apologize and say that his view is not the view of all of us.
Slit that motherfucker's
We
throat.
are not doing
Yeah.
that.
Oh, shit.
No.
Oh, he's still alive.
Dark Knight Rises sucks. I hate it. I hate it. Okay, listen, I'm sorry. I'm a huge Bane fan, all right? I respect comic book Bane. I will not stand for what they did to Bane in that movie. I can't do it, all right? The movie doesn't say that to me.
This is the character? What
The
about
whole,
it?
you took a
Wait,
very
it's so
powerful
iconic.
character who is Bane. It's not iconic. Bane is iconic. That moment when he broke his back is iconic. I mean, the first introduction I had to Bane was in the Batman, where Batman squares up with Bane in his normal form. He's like taking Bane down, whooping Bane's ass. And then Bane uses up with Venom and just goes to town on Batman and then breaks his back. That's what I wanted to see in the movie. It's not the same watching normal just jack dudes beat up on Batman. It's not the same. I don't think he was the same. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't think it was the same.
But hate.
I do hate that movie. I'm sorry. I wasn't with it.
Strong opinion.
I wasn't with it.
Is it because he's not painted red? What is it?
Ain't it red? It's not Bane. The strongest part of the movie was Bane. I think Bane is a really strong and well-developed character.
I don't even know what to say to you right now, just
I don't
because
think they did it right.
That's a hell of a shot you just took.
I know it's a lot going in the movie, but damn.
I would agree with Doombot. I disagree wholeheartedly with saying Dark Knight Rises sucked. And I disagree wholeheartedly, but I will agree. I did not like the portrayal of Bane. He's very anticlimactic. They took not very many Hispanic characters or Latin. I'm not sure his ethnicity. I know he speaks Spanish. There's not a lot of characters that had that kind of representation. They completely whitewashed him in that one.
He did feel
he
like
was
he
not
was
as
Russian.
physically imposing as he feel he should be. I give him credit for making him a mastermind. A lot of shows will just make him like this giant brute force kind of guy, which is not all he is. He broke down Batman mentally first, so I feel like they did a good job of that. But overall, movie is still a banger. But Bane was not the best he could be, and the voice was dumb as shit.
Bro, what do you think about what parts of the movie did you love?
Specifically,
Yeah, just like
I actually,
parts you loved.
not a huge Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy fan. Not a huge one. I do like it. Not a huge one, but I think I think it was a good send off for Batman. I think they did a good job with showing Bane as an intellectual. Excuse me. And I'm a fan of fight scenes as well. I think they do like close quarter combat pretty well. That's really all I really pay attention to on it. Once again, I'm not a huge Christopher Nolan trilogy fan though.
I don't know. I just thought it was weak. I really enjoyed Heath Ledger's Joker. That whole movie was a masterpiece. I don't think Dark Knight Rises stood up to the plate after that movie.
I will agree upon it.
Kind of has that always has like that dark shadow on it because what that tragedy had happened right when it came out. So it was a long time before I saw it too.
Yeah. I agree
because I feel like honestly they were probably going to continue with Joker for a little bit longer, but since he died, I feel like they just.
I felt they used Joker too much. I really do.
I was about to say that. I do.
But
I really enjoyed the role, but
yeah.
I don't want to see Joker all the time. They use him way too much.
Yeah, way too much. Like, do you remember in Arkham? I'm not anyone's played. Remember Arkham Origins, where the whole selling point of the game was that, oh, you gotta take down Black Mask before the night is over. Black Mask. And the end of the game, to tell the mask is actually a Joker.
Yeah,
like, that really pissed me off. Cause like, damn, it's still a Joker after all this. Like, I get it. He's a great villain, probably the best villain. I say, arguably, you could debate that. The best villain in comics is Joker. But every single thing does not have to be Joker or Joker related. I feel like Batman, like Spider-Man, has such a great rogues gallery. But I feel like they overused him too much. In an attempt to not get too off topic, I'm gonna go ahead and say mine. For me, the one that I hate that everyone else loves is Thor Ragnarok. I'm not sure if
I might agree with you on this one.
You agree?
I kind of agree with you. I didn't like Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah,
I said people love that movie.
I think people love that movie.
Yeah, people love Thor Ragnarok.
I liked it for what it was.
Yeah, it's just what it wasn't a Thor movie though. That's the problem. Like objectively, if you cut Thor Ragnarok out of the trilogy, out of Thor's trilogy, and just set it as its own standalone movie, it's the first one I saw. I love it, but it's just the fact that it's a departure from his character. I think I said this before on the show that it just doesn't make any kind of sense. They made it too funny. He's a comedic relief. He's debatably one of the strongest Avengers, and now he's a comedic relief character.
He's a joke.
He's a joke. He's 100% a joke. He went full into comedy, like the same way almost the Hulk did too towards that movie. I hated it.
They did the Hulk dirty. I'm sorry.
They did the Hulk. The Hulk is down tremendous right now.
The Hulk got shot in the back.
All bad.
My one hot take, I guess, for this will be that the Marvel Universe has honestly destroyed the Hulk.
100%.
They destroyed it.
And then the Professor Hulk, I'm just like, all right,
massacred my boy.
He basically neutered my man's here, bro. Like,
100%.
I like the Professor Hulk idea, but like, you didn't even give him his right proper dues before turning him into the Professor Hulk. So
you didn't even get a movie with Mark Ruffalo playing him as Hulk. They just still relying on the Edward Norton movie.
Yep. He lost all the savagery too. Like, remember that scene in Endgame where like they had went back for the first part of time? They were like, yeah, Hulk messed some stuff up. He's like, oh, I'm Hulk. I'm gonna throw some stuff. He's being like jokey about it. That really pissed me off. Like, dude, you're the Hulk. Be the Hulk, man. I'm not hiring The Rock to play a Jesse Eisenberg role. Why the hell would you act at a character like this? You feel me?
Like, I kind of want to see that now.
Like honestly, the closest we got to the Hulk was Hulk in Ragnarok.
I mean, was it really? Because he was also like, I saw he was like becoming Professor Hulk in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I don't feel like he was. I feel like, but I'm talking about like on the sense of like, that's the best they gave his dues for being a Hawk to actually like show some sense of savagery.
I mean, in the beginning, yes, but like,
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a calm Hawk. It's a calm Hawk. It's not.
I'm about to say, so much of it is literally spent with the Hulk lazing around and just being complacent, which is like, I didn't want to see. Which is why I agree with you on this one, Soup. I didn't like Ragnarok. I thought Ragnarok was very. lackluster, and I think the only reason people like it is because people like the actors in the movie.
Yep.
And like Tessa Taylor, Tessa Thompson, and the Hemsworth, whichever Hemsworth that is, Chris Hemsworth. I'm sorry,
The only.
I'll leave Liam alone. But the Chris Hemsworth, they're just so likable, and people just love him as Thor. They're like, oh my god, Thor's funny now. When my favorite Thor movie will forever still be the first one, because that was the perfect match of him being this serious Asgardian, but he also had some comedic elements to him. Whereas, and I think you touched on the soup, and I 110% agree with you here. Thor Ragnarok was really just him being comedy for the entire time. When I was like, I still want that badass Asgardian, because the badass Asgardian would have done that completely different than the comedic relief guy.
Yep.
You know,
I did like Hela though. I thought Hela was a pretty cool.
I
addition.
thought they misused her. I
didn't
really
like Hela
did.
either. I did.
I liked her. I don't know. I thought she became too comic-y again. Everybody was funny, haha. But as a kind of like oh shit moment, I think her breaking the hammer was kind of like a perfect intro. But after that, she kind of ebbed and flowed a little bit. I mean, I don't know.
I agree with that. I agree with that. The
Well,
intro was amazing. It really set her apart. Like, oh, she is not.
What's her name? Kate Beckinsale, right?
I believe so.
Okay, don't want to miss. Yeah, but I feel like she had this weird kind of like disgruntled, kind of like intimidating look the entire time, which I really thought was cool. And I feel like that was a cool portrayal of her. But again, they kind of just the quipping started, and I'm just like, all right, here we go.
I guess like my issue with a lot of the Marvel movies is that, another hot take season here, is that a lot of them can come down to a few moments that people remember and they think the movie's good because of those few moments, and that's one of them where it's like, oh, fantastic moment, don't get me wrong, crazy moment. But then where I'm like, okay, what else did she do? And I'm trying to think of anything else she really did that was crazy, and it's difficult, you know? And that's my issue with Thor Ragnarok. But I think that's a good pick by Soup here. We're gonna go next to Beyond Meaning here. Beyond, what about you? What's a comic book movie that you hate that everyone else loves?
I don't really know what everybody really hated, but I just really hate Justice League. It's just done so poorly for me.
I feel like everyone agrees with you on that one.
I don't think anybody like that.
I really don't, because I'm pretty sure, because on the opposite, like I enjoyed Ragnarok. I didn't want to get too serious about it because I already knew how to switch the character around. But it's just Justice League just done so poorly. They should scrap it and start all over.
What do you think it did bad exactly?
Just like the whole like story, the way the characters are. Like honestly, the only best characters out that whole movie is probably Aquaman, and it's probably because he's a comic relief character.
Do you get? I have a question for you. I guess this is a question for everybody.
And Steppenwolf, he just
That's a shit villain, but
he should.
do y'all think it's weird that they did a really good job of pretty much setting up all the solo heroes in Justice League? Like Aquaman had a good movie, Wonder Woman had a good movie. I don't think Man of Steel was that bad.
I like
Yeah,
But
Man of
like,
Steel.
it was more serious than I wanted.
true, but like they did such a good ass job of like setting up them all as solo characters, and they just put a middle finger to it. Is that what gets you?
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
That's really
And
ironic.
we didn't even get like a Flash movie either yet. So it's
That's because Ezra Miller was throwing people.
I'm about to say.
out here
Speaking of his allegations,
Also, I don't even know if I want a Flash movie with him. That's a weird fuck.
he
is not the Flash I would have chosen. They could have picked anybody. I mean anybody.
Who would you
and
have
they
picked
probably would
then?
have did Flash better.
Who's your dream pick for Flash?
Kevin James.
I'd be so down for that.
Fuck that, Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler.
Oh God.
Oh,
I
why?
can't.
Flash.
Honestly, Gordon.
Ramsey.
Gordon Levitt.
Yeah, Gordon. James
Levitt.
Gordon-Levitt. Yeah, he would probably.
Oh, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, Joseph. I can't. I don't remember acting name. I remember the faces and what roles they played.
I just like Ezra Miller. I feel like he was one of the shining parts of Justice League. Aside from him having horrible interaction with fans, I really liked him.
The only place I know, Eldris, whatever his name is.
Elba.
Somebody say it. Soup say it. What's his
Idris
name?
Elba.
No, not Idris Elba. The Flash guy.
Oh, Ezra Miller.
Yeah, the only place I know him from is Royal Pain. So
Uh-huh.
like, and he's the rich bratty kid who.
You should watch the Stanford Prison Experiment on Netflix because he's in that and he does a fantastic job.
It just.
I literally can't talk shit to him because he proved that he a weird fuck off screen, but that motherfucker can act, bro. That's all I can say.
I'm pretty sure he can act. It's just like the way he can't run.
Can't run at all. He can't run at all.
No one in DC knows how to run. I don't know if you guys saw Wonder Woman 84 or not. She runs very similarly. It's like no one has ever done an athletic thing in their life over there.
Here's my thing. Didn't she used to be in the military?
I think she fought with the military. Well, she was like part of like her like that. What's the name of that damn island? Themyscira.
Themyscira.
Yeah, that. She was part of like the military for that. I know she fought with the military, but there's just so much. Don't get me started on this movie because I'm gonna go off on a tangent. Don't get me started on this movie.
Where's she from again?
I thought she's Israeli. I know that.
Israel. Oh, then she was in the military. You hit 18, you go to the military.
Yeah,
you served 1 year. You like served 1 or 2 years in there.
Yeah. She talked about it the other day, but she was in the military. But all right, Justice League. I feel like it's a movie that we all dislike, and I guess I'm last here, and mine is Ant-Man. I don't care for Paul Rudd as Ant-Man
at all.
Say it again.
I didn't take that movie serious at all.
I know I'm not supposed to. My point is, if I'm not supposed to take you serious, then why even have a movie? I'm sorry, but like it.
Cause like it's you gotta think about it. All movies can't just be serious. You have to have this fun little joy movie of it.
I get that, but I was watching that movie and I was like, okay, the only reason that they are bringing this movie is coming, is so they can introduce Pym particles.
Okay,
that's it.
That's what they did.
Yeah,
that's why
it's a sucky movie.
You only need to watch the last 30 seconds of where he gets trapped inside the.
Okay, well that doesn't mean it's a good movie.
I mean,
and that's the question.
You see how much money it brought in? It was
that definitely doesn't mean something's a good movie if it brings in a lot of money.
It's hilarious.
That is not earlier.
Marvel does not give a damn. They know our ass is gonna show up anyway.
I sat there and I was
honestly, Ant-Man and Wasp the characters did not have to be serious at all.
My thing is this: they're literally they're just all the stereotypes that we talked about before about quipping and whatnot, and like you got the dude that's kind of like the quipper, and then the girl's kind of straight laced. It's just a quip. It's literally just a stereotype. It's just not. It's nothing special about it.
So then, Venom should have been really serious straight through, right?
I actually would have loved that. Yes.
I would prefer that.
I would agree with you.
But would you
trapped yourself? You played yourself.
No. Do you think?
Got you in the box now.
You talk. If I get the belt, do you think Ant-Man and Wasp should have been just as serious as Venom should be as serious? To the same level?
I don't get your question.
Okay, so
explain.
So Venom should have been straight serious, no quipping, like 1 or 2 jokes in the whole movie.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying 1 or 2 jokes, but I'm saying make me give a damn about your character. And Ant-Man didn't make me care about him.
Nobody was supposed to give a damn about him.
Do you feel the same about Deadpool, DJC?
That's different. Deadpool is completely different.
I agree. I just want to see what your opinion was.
I was about to say, Deadpool is in a special realm of like, all right, going into this, you need to know this is a joke about the entire superhero genre. Period. That is it. Like it isn't the same as Ant-Man, where Ant-Man literally plays into this greater Marvel universe that has such high stakes as, half the fucking universe getting zapped. But they don't play it that way. And when I watch the movie, it's just very subpar. Like it's a subpar movie. And I think if it wasn't Paul Rudd, who I love Paul Rudd, he's a very good actor, but it was really just Paul Rudd being Paul Rudd. And then it was just the rest of the movie being your standard Marvel movie. And all I could think to myself was, this is very average, but people are going to say they love it because it's in the Marvel universe and it's going to get that pump.
What about Michael B. Jordan being Michael B. Jordan?
For what role? For Killmonger?
Michael B. Jordan be Michael B. Jordan.
Nah, he went to a different place for that. Because I don't know. Listen,
sure?
I don't know Michael B. Jordan in person, but I don't think Michael B. Jordan would just shoot his girlfriend in the head and just move on. I just like to believe that.
Michael B. Jordan be Michael B. Jordan.
There's a difference, though. Michael B. Jordan has a swag that works for that character and played it all well. And that venom he had and the ability...
Paul Rudd had a comic relief that just worked real well for his character.
It doesn't, though. It doesn't. I don't think he's funny.
It really does.
I don't think he's funny as Ant-Man.
So you want the OG Ant-Man?
I would prefer it. I would prefer it. You
They
know
didn't
why?
give you the OG Ant-Man. You
I
were
wanna-
stuck with a lesser
But
Ant-Man.
beyond,
So you
there's
had to
literally so
understand.
many characters that quip and do what that Ant-Man does. So he literally just feels like a less
If you-
important version of Iron Man because he's smart, he's not rich,
all
and he
comics
just makes
just
jokes.
quit. You know, they all just quit now. You know,
Hey,
that's
not
the
all.
world we live in. They
Nah,
quit.
they don't.
So you gotta let them quit.
That's only in Marvel films is where they all quip. Like,
Exactly. So you know,
Except
DC just
T'Challa.
need to hurry up and step up so we can actually have some good ass superhero
First
movies
off,
coming
DC
out.
has an amazing animated universe. Leave that alone. That's where they shine. And their
I'm,
games are good.
I'm talking about live action. They need to step up. Okay.
Everything don't have to be live action.
true.
Everything
That is
is-
true.
I don't like everything. Everything has to be live action now. It's just the
For
world we
as,
live in.
for as much crap as we give the DC EU, they are killing Marvel on games and animation. It's not close.
Literally everything else.
They're animated movies. Everybody talks about how like gory Invincible is. Go watch DC Dark Side Apocalypse War.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That
so
movie is deep and dark. You will see some of your favorite characters get shredded, and it is not okay.
It feels
think
worse.
about
You
it.
know them so well.
I mean, honestly, all you gotta do is go watch Batman After Dark, and he goes to town on Barbara Gordon. It's crazy.
It's
Hey,
You
Hey.
said that, and I immediately thought about freaking. You made me sick. You made me
you
sick.
piece of shit.
I heard Damien joined in after. We don't.
Hey,
Yo,
Rowan.
all right, pod done, officially pod done. Because we've all had everything we done. We got to end on that note, okay? We want to thank you for watching another episode of the Off Rangers podcast. I am DJC Universe here for Soup for Thought, Beyond Meaning, and of course, last but certainly not least, the host with the most, the biggest man on campus. He has a large pole on him, Doombot
Perfect.
TV. We'd like to thank all of you guys for watching. We have new videos coming out. We just dropped our latest video ranking the My Hero openings. We're about to drop another video talking about anime openings and endings that pass the vibe check. So please check that out pretty soon. We love the love and support that you guys gave us on our Attack on Titan video. That was over 100 views, which for a channel as small as ours means a lot. We thank you guys and a lot of subs on that one. The My Hero video did really, really well. It's one of our best videos to date. So we hope that this next video you guys enjoy. We're going to try to pick up the content for you all here, really get in and show you guys our different tastes when it comes to the world of anime, games, and comics. However, signing off right now. We're out of here. DJC Universe and the boys gone. Hit them with the line, Beyond.
We're Rangers, and we're a little off.
Peace.